Hi everyone, it's Sandy Lemian and welcome to day 4. So, I'm home and it feels so great to be back home after being in Santa Fe for the whole week. You know what I want to say about home? Home is where your heart is. It's where we started, where we belong. It is. It's where your heart is. In fact, that's from a song by McFly. And at the end of this video, I found a way to include the song in this video. So let's talk about home for a minute. What does that word home mean? To some people, it means a physical structure. It's where you put all your stuff. To me, it doesn't mean that. When I got divorced 10 years ago, I moved 4 times in 5 years. Now I had physical structures, they were apartments and condos and stuff, and I did not feel like home for the longest time. But what I realize is it wasn't just because I wasn't settled in a physical home, it was I wasn't home within myself. I know you've probably felt that before too. For me, home is when everything is in alignment, when what I'm feeling matches what I'm saying, matches what I'm thinking, which matches where my heart is, which matches where my body is. Let me back up and share with you what I mean by that. Have you ever found yourself in a place in your life, and I hear this a lot from my clients, whether they're talking about a career or a relationship, where their body is in one place and their heart is somewhere else? Now that's a disconnect, isn't it? I've been there myself. I've been there many, many times in my life, and it feels really, really icky. Home is where your body and your heart are in the same place at the same time. It's the feeling of, wow, in this moment, nothing is missing. And throughout this journey, I know you're going to be feeling more and more of that as we go along. So don't worry if you're not feeling that right now. Please don't feel like, oh my God, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And just know that whatever's being stirred up for you, again, like I said yesterday, it's a good thing. And as time goes on, you are going to learn how to feel more and more at home within yourself. So, and let me share with you what I asked God. I said, God, how can we feel more at home within ourselves? This is what God said. Know that your life is unfolding perfectly, even if you don't know where it's headed. Be gentle with yourself. Let things be not perfect. Unleash your passion and live it. Find out how you like your eggs. I'll explain that in a sec. Listen to the voice within your heart. Let me go over these one by one. First of all, know that your life is unfolding perfectly, even if you don't know where it's headed. Can I share something with you? When I started this 50-day journey, or when I had the concept for it, a real good friend of mine said, so what are you going to do every day? I said, I'm not quite sure. Okay, but what's your plan, Sandy? I am not quite sure. I'm going to sit with God and I'm going to trust that it will be revealed every day. And he said, so you're asking people to sign up for a journey and they don't know where they're going? And I said, yeah, but I trust and I know that they trust me. And so we're on day 4. I don't know where this journey is headed every day. And I love the fact that we're all in this together. It's like we're on this big, huge boat. Maybe this is a past life memory or something, but it's almost like we're on this one big boat, this journey, and we're traveling to a new land. And we're here with each other, and we just know it's the journey that is counting, and wherever we end up is wherever we end up. It's the journey that matters. The second one, be gentle with yourself. Let things be not perfect. I have to laugh on this one. If you guys could see how non-technical I am and what I go through to create these videos. Okay, I'm going to share some behind-the-scenes secrets. The video that I did yesterday on my iPhone, I put my iPhone in a Q-tip box, and I had the I swear to God. And I had the Q-tip box leaning against my computer because I couldn't figure out any other way to record the thing. And it worked. I also realized why the quality of the video was not as good yesterday, because when you're using an iPhone and you're recording it, if you point the video so it's recording you and not something outside, the quality is not as good. So that's a real good learning lesson that I learned. Now today I'm using my Mac computer, and I think the quality and the sound are going to be awesome. But if you could see what I have it on, it's on a blender box, an empty blender box, because I needed to somehow get the lighting just right. So I have a blender box that's on a stool, and I have my Mac that's on top of the blender box. So there you go. Not perfect, but you know what? It's good for now. And I'm okay with that. And I want you to know that you don't have to be perfect to show up here. And you don't have to be perfect in your own life. Do you know, it was also a big deal that the video didn't really work the other day. You just had the audio for that hero meditation. And then I realized afterwards, you know what? That was actually probably even more perfect. So you wouldn't be distracted by me or any surroundings. You could just hear the meditation and go through it. So life does unfold perfectly. The next one, unleash your passion and live it. There's no better feeling than loving what you do and doing what you love. So as we go through this journey, I really want you to start thinking about what is it that your heart is asking you to do, to show up in the world and offer it to other people. It's just an amazing, amazing feeling. And this is my passion, doing exactly this with all of you. The next one, find out how you like your eggs. God has a sense of humor. I love that line. That line was actually from, or the concept is from Runaway Bride. Do you remember that with Julia Roberts and Richard Gere? Great movie. She kept getting involved in these relationships, and then at the last minute she would run away. And in that movie, she called up Richard Gere, who was a journalist who came down to her hometown because he wanted to find out what this runaway bride was all about. They end up falling in love. Anyway, he goes back to, I think, New York or something. But she calls him up one day and she said, I know how I like my eggs. I know how I like my eggs. She said, when I was, now this is going to be total paraphrasing, but it's something like this. When I was with John, I ate my eggs scrambled because that's how he ate them. And when I was with Paul, I ate eggs Benedict because that's what he liked. And when I was with Sam, I ate over easy eggs because that's how he liked them. She said, I finally know how I like my eggs. And that's what I know that for me is huge in feeling at home with myself, making my own decisions on what feels right for me and not just listening to other people and what they want from me or just kind of going along with herd mentality. So find out how you like your eggs. And lastly, listen to the voice within your heart. It's what we've been talking about so far. And when we do listen to that voice in our heart, it is going to feel like you're home. Absolutely. And then God gave me this. Home, H-O-M-E, can stand for honoring one's magnificent energy. H-O-M-E. And then God gave me a second one. Home, H-O-M-E, can stand for healing one's masked ego. Pretty cool, huh? So each and every day, I want you to spend some time in your heart, in that place where no one owes you anything, and you don't owe anybody else anything. No one's asking you to do anything for them. You're not asking anybody else to do anything for you. It's a place where you can just be and blossom. When you do that, when you take just a few moments every day, you will feel more of a sense of being at home with yourself. Because home is where your heart is. And where your heart is where that hero lies within you. So, home is where your heart is. It's nice to be home. Lynn is part of our group here. And Lynn, I hope you don't mind me sharing this story. A couple years ago, Lynn brought her dad in. An adorable, adorable, adorable man. And his wife had just passed not too long before, and he came into my office And he started crying and he just said, I just want to go home, because he missed his wife. You know, we all understand that feeling when we feel like we don't belong and we just want to be somewhere else where we do belong. I remember when I was writing What Was God Thinking, I was struggling because I wasn't in a relationship, and I said to God, I just want to belong to someone. And God said, is it that you want to belong to someone, or is it that you long to be? And I've come to understand in my life that as much as I've tried to belong, that what I really was wanting was, I just wanted to be home within myself. And I can say it, I'm almost 50 and I finally feel that. It's taken a lot of work. So I'm honored and excited to help you have that same feeling within yourself. So once again, I guess I don't like goodbyes. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow.